Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spring 2015 Texas Tech University Graduate School Commencement Exercises. Please join me in thanking the Texas Tech Commencement Band and Director of Bands Sarah McCoyne for their participation in this evening's ceremonies. The Texas Tech Commencement Band is provided for this evening's exercises through the auspices of the Office of the President of Texas Tech University. Now entering the United Spirit Arena, the Mace of Texas Tech, the symbol of the university. The mace bearer is Dr. Sterling Shumway, Chairperson and Associate Professor of Community, Family, and Addiction Services, College of Human Sciences. Following the mace is the faculty banner. The banner bearer is Dr. Stephen Morse, Associate Professor of Civil, Environmental, and Construction Engineering, Edward E. Whitaker Jr. College of Engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the faculty of Texas Tech University, led by University Marshals Dr. Marcus Tanner and Dr. Courtney Myers. Now entering the United Supermarkets Arena, the stage party, led by University Marshals Shelley Barba, Chair of the Convocations Committee, and Barrett McCool, Chair-elect of the Convocations Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated and welcome the Spring 2015 Graduate School Degree Candidates of Texas Tech University, led by University Marshals Dr. Courtney Myers, Heidi Winkler, Dr. Fanny Coward, and Laura Hines. Now entering the United Supermarkets arena, the Graduate School banner. The banner bearer is Matthew Daniel Sellers.
still going on that side?
Business, they could be taken advantage of so easily, like in the industry. So that's really great that they created this program.
Please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem, played by the Commencement Orchestra, conducted by Miss Sarah McCoyne, and sung by Miss Justine Julianne Halamachek, graduating with a master's in music. Again, let's join in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I'm Dwayne Nellis, President of Texas Tech University, and it's my pleasure to welcome each of you to this, the May 2015 commencement of the Graduate School. I'd like to introduce the members of the stage party. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mrs. Debbie Montford, member of our Board of Regents. Ms. Arcelia Acosta, President and CEO of Carcon Industries and Construction. Mr. Robert Duncan, Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System. Dr. Lawrence Skuvenek, Provost and Senior Vice President. Dr. Michael Farmer, President of our Faculty Senate. Mr. Ben Monticello, President of Staff Senate. Mr. Holton Westbrook, President of the Student Government Association. Ms. Saba Nafis, Vice President for Graduate Affairs of our Student Government Association. Ms. Gloria Park, President of the Graduate Student Advisory Council. Dr. Bill Paswark, Teaching Academy Representative. Dr. Ken Kettner, Horn Professor Representative. Dr. Mark Sheridan, Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Michael Gallion, Dean of the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. Dr. Clifton Ellis, Associate Dean of the College of Architecture. Dr. W. Brent Lindquist, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Lance Nail, Dean of the Jerry S. Rawls College of Business. Dr. Scott Ridley, Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Stephen Aquaro Asari, Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Programs for the Edward E. Whitaker Jr. College of Engineering. Dr. Michael San Francisco, Dean of the Honors College. Dr. Lynn Huffman, Associate Dean of the College of Human Sciences. Dr. Bella Carr-Gerlich, Dean of Libraries. Dr. David Perlmutter, Dean of the College of Media and Communication. Dr. Carol Edwards, Dean of the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Dr. Robert Duncan, Vice President for Research. Let's give our platform party a round of applause. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of our outstanding regents for the Texas Tech University System, Mrs. Debbie Montford, who will give a welcome on behalf of our Board of Regents. Let's welcome Regent Montford.
Thank you, President Nellis.
Good evening, members of the graduate school class of 2015, parents, spouses, family, special friends. It's my honor as a member and on behalf of the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System to welcome you. We extend our sincere congratulations to each graduate on this occasion, marking a significant lifetime achievement as you received a postgraduate degree from Texas Tech University. This achievement places you in a very select percentage of your fellow Americans, and it's an accomplishment that will serve you well. You've demonstrated perseverance, discipline, and a keen understanding of the importance of furthering your education. You are now equipped with multiple degrees that will hopefully pave the way for your future success in whatever field, venture, or endeavor that you pursue. And a note of thanks to the parents, the spouses, the loved ones, and all the friends. You have helped support and guide these graduates, and they have most certainly needed you along the journey. You have made a wise investment in our state and our nation's future. Our graduates traverse the realm of global experiences. Tech has produced great leaders in business, industry, law, medicine, research, government, engineering, technology, the arts, and in virtually every field. They've served as governors, senators, and in Congress, and our graduates have pioneered as astronauts in outer space, and many have served in our nation's military. Many have given their lives in service to our country. You now possess the tools necessary for success, and we hope you continue a passion for learning. The world today presents an array of lofty challenges, and we are counting on you to respond and to help resolve these challenges, pursue your dreams, and make lasting contributions to the world. And we're also counting on you to remain loyal to the Texas Tech family and its legacy. A great university is measured in large part by its students, certainly by its faculty, and the loyalty and support of its graduates. On behalf of the Board of Regents, we wish you success again and a well-earned congratulations. This day marks for you and your family and supporters a major lifetime achievement. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you so much, Regent Monford. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Robert Duncan, the Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System, who will address the graduates, faculty, and members of the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Chancellor Duncan.
Well, thank you. It's a real honor to be here today with you to celebrate a long journey that many of you have had to be here today, sitting in these chairs about to receive your advanced degrees. You know, universities are measured by the quality of their graduate programs. And I'm real excited here at Texas Tech University that we have one of the top quality graduate programs in the country. And you are very fortunate to be a part of what we have here at Texas Tech University. I know many of you didn't do your undergraduate degree or work here, but many of you did. But we hope that all of you consider this your graduate alma mater. We are very proud of you, and we are looking forward to seeing great things from you in the future. We are very fortunate in this university to be supported by a very strong-willed alumni. If you walk around the campus here, you'll see buildings that are named for members of our alumni that have come back and contributed to our university. For example, you've seen the names of the Rawls College of Business, the Whitaker College of Engineering, the John Walker Soccer Complex, the Mark and Becky Lanier Professional Development Center, and the Bob Hurd Department of Petroleum Engineering, and many, many others. Without these people, we couldn't do what we do. And guess what? Someday you can have a building named for you. But we're excited about those opportunities. And on a serious note, philanthropy and loyalty to your alma mater is a very important concept. And we hope that we see you back on this campus. It's many of the colleagues and friends that you've made over the years of your advanced degrees here will be your friends forever. And we hope that you assemble here in Lubbock and enjoy the camaraderie and the friendship of this great university. So congratulations to you today and this evening, and we look forward to seeing and hearing great things from you in the future.
Thank you, Chancellor Duncan. And now it's my honor and pleasure to introduce to you this year's commencement speaker. Since graduating from Texas Tech University in 1989 with a degree in political science, Arcelia Acosta has produced a distinguished career as an entrepreneur, nationally recognized speaker, philanthropist, and mother. As president and CEO of Carcon Industries and Construction the last 15 years, Ms. Acosta's impact on the industry has been significant. She serves on the board of directors of Energy Future Holdings Corporation, the parent company of TXU Energy, OnCar Services, and Luminant Corporations. Ms. Acosta also serves on the board of directors of Legacy Texas Financial Group, Inc., a bank holding company with more than 50 branches located in North Texas. She's a board member of the Dallas Citizens Council, former chairman of the Texas Association of Mexican American Chamber, and past chair of the Greater Dallas Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. She also serves on the National Alumni Board for Texas Tech University and is a member of the National Women's Energy Network. Ms. Acosta has more than 20 years of experience providing construction and program management for industrial, transportation, transit, civil, education, and highway construction projects. She's founder and CEO of Southwestern Testing Laboratories, a geotechnical engineering and construction materials testing firm based in Dallas. Among her many accolades, Ms. Acosta was inducted into the National Women's Business Hall of Fame last year and has been recognized by Texas Diversity Magazine as one of the most influential and powerful women in Texas and as the Hispanic Business Woman of the Year for 3 consecutive years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker this year, Arcelia Acosta.
Good evening. Thank you, President Nellis, for those kind words. And thank you, Chancellor Duncan, members of the Board of Regents, our amazing faculty and staff of Texas Tech University, family and friends and sons and daughters and nieces and nephews who are here celebrating with you this evening. And most of all to you, our 2015 graduating class. This evening, we salute you. As President Nellis said, I graduated in Tech in 1989, and anyone who knows me and my family knows I'm often teased that I bleed red and black, and I'm actually quite proud of that. I love this university, and there's always a Texas Tech flag flying high, especially during college season. Welcome back, Coach. Everyone here today shares a common Red Raider love and our bond to this university. Texas Tech was real important for me in accomplishing all of my dreams and what I've done so far. And as a kid, I remember thinking how much I wanted to attend Texas Tech, and that dream came true. And I also remember sitting like you in the audience, so excited, waiting to hear from a speaker that was going to tell me all these great things that were about to unfold. Well, honestly, I don't remember who my commencement speaker was, and that's okay, because I suspect that by tomorrow morning, you won't either. But one thing I will say is that I am very proud to be one of the few women and one of the few Latina women to ever address and be invited to address the graduating class. But to help me make sure that we got an understanding of how brief I'm going to be, I did a little research on the most common things at commencement speeches. So I want to bargain with you for your attention that I'll avoid invoking these messages. Believe in yourself. Follow your dreams. This is not the end, it's just the beginning. The future is in your hands. Let's make the world a better place. Now that we have that understanding, do me a favor, put away your smartphones, stop texting the girl next to you, and take your earbuds out for just a little bit. I promise I'm going to be brief. My background is probably very similar to many of you out here. I'm sure that you can relate how hard it was to earn the college degree that you're earning tonight, the hard work, the sacrifice, the support from your family. And I can say that for me, that is very true. I come from a large family, and I'm proud to say that 4 of us are Texas Tech graduates: a surgeon, a real estate entrepreneur, a successful banker, and me. I am now the CEO of 2 companies, and I sit on several large corporate boards. But I still think that the most important thing I learned about management and motivation, it came from my parents. In fact, quite honestly, I do believe they're the first CEO and CFO that I had ever met. So with that being said, one more time, we honor you, our family members, our friends who are here tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. As I search for the right words, the right guidance and assurance for those of you who are feeling the way I did at my own commencement, I'm reminded of some sage advice that I received from a notable professor who had a tremendous impact on me and maybe on many of you or your children. He's not a professor at Tech, although I must say we do have the best professors in the country. In fact, this professor teaches at Hogwarts, but he is very wise. Professor Albus Dumbledore said to his most famous student, Harry Potter, he said, "Harry, we are a product of our choices, not our abilities. Remember this. It's advice I've passed along to my own kids, fully aware that they're probably more inclined to listen to a fictional wizard than their mother, but I tried. The truth is that none of us will ever know what the consequences will be of every choice that we make. I certainly didn't. But because I based the choices I made on what I knew was right and what was important. There was never a reason for me to second guess those decisions. You should take comfort in the fact that you too know what's right. And that will be what prevents you from spending your life climbing the ladder of success, only to find that once you reach the top, that the ladder's leaning against the wrong wall. As I reviewed the bio that the university posted to describe me and all of my accomplishments, I noted that it provides very detailed description. Arcelia Costa, President and CEO of Carcon Industries, started STL Engineers. She's celebrating 15 years as an entrepreneur in Dallas. She started at 34 years of age and spent several years in finance and banking. It goes on to describe the projects of my company, of which most of you will be interested to know that the first job I ever got in construction was literally painting the Cotton Bowl bathrooms, me and the first guy I ever hired. And it's so nice to announce that I've since then, with partners, built the largest light rail in the Northern Hemisphere. And last week, we completed the first modern streetcar in the United States of America. But these board positions and all of these recognitions of being selected and awarded, they don't mean as anything as you would think it means. Sorry about that. But I want you to look at something. It's at the very bottom of the biography. The second to the last sentence, in fact. This chokes me up a little bit. Where it gets to the good stuff. And it reads, "More important to Miss Acosta than any of these achievements is the fact that she is the mother of 2 boys. And it occurs to me how completely backwards my bio actually is. Because if you're going to tell the story of Arcelia Acosta, and what I've accomplished in my professional life and how it unfolded, it's got to start with the fact that I am a proud mother of those 2 boys. Every decision and every choice I have made about my companies, from the reason I started it to the way I operate them today, is built around my steadfast commitment to being the best mother and role model I can be to Carlos and Marcos Acosta. Your choices, like mine, must be based on something more significant than a paycheck. I run an engineering and infrastructure company, so that means I use a lot of math and science. So it's natural for me to talk about the importance of a solid foundation. Without it, everything you try to build will be temporary. It will not be reliable. It won't take you to the heights that you aspire. I recently read about a columnist in the New York Times, and it intrigued me. His name is David Brooks. He's a conservative, writes cultural values, economy, politics, etc. But what really grabbed my attention was that he's lectured recently on the difference of building your resume versus building your eulogy. So that intrigued me. Brooks takes the position that it's so easy to focus at an early age on building a resume, obtaining another fellowship, or an industry certification. Brooks makes the point that at your funeral, no one is going to mention how fast you were promoted or you were the salesman of the year for the 3rd quarter in 2027. What eulogists will remember is what a devoted parent or friend you were, what a good listener you were, what a great Little League coach you were, what an emphatic volunteer you were, and how great your grilled fajitas were. That's not to take anything away from ambition, business achievement, or success. Honestly, I believe strongly in those things. But it is to underscore one thing, and that's the importance of finding a broader, more meaningful focus that will sustain you for the long haul. In my case, I founded my companies because as a young mother, I made that decision that I wanted to spend time with my kids. In fact, when I started my businesses, my sons were 2 and 4 years old. They don't remember this, but I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would pull out of my driveway in my red and black truck with the backhoe tied to it, and I'd head to the job site. And I'd do my job as fast as I could, and I'd make it a point to be home by 7 a.m. so that I could wake them up, make their breakfast, dress them, and take them to school. And they never even knew I was gone. I love my job, and I still do, but I loved it more because ultimately it was not the center of my universe. The center of my universe will always be my faith, my family, and my friends. These are what fulfill me, and these are what give me the confidence to take the risk. People ask me often, what are some of your mottos? What do you live by? I want to share one that I like to use quite a bit because it's a true replica of who I am. And it goes like this: the risks in life that you regret are those that you never take. Starting my own business in what was traditionally considered a man's world was a risk. Leaving my nice, cushy bank job with a great salary while raising 2 young boys was a risk. Without that solid foundation, that greater purpose, I might have never found the courage to challenge myself, to prove I had what it took to reach the heights that I have. I never would have written part of my eulogy rather than my resume. What is your foundation? What is your rock? Make those things the center of your universe and build your life around them. One more piece of advice I'd like to share, and that is develop authentic relationships with people who will not only encourage you, but they will also hold you accountable. They're critically important, but they take work. They take an investment. Don't send a text. Pick up the phone. Say hello. Write a thank you note. Okay, now I'm really sounding like a mother. But in all honesty, truly, make that investment. Of course, the stakes for you are far higher than they were for me. The technology was not there for the timeless preservation of my mistakes in college, much less for someone to comment on those mistakes in college. Just remember, that people like me, the ones you are asking to give you a job, we make no distinction between the version of who comes to my office with a resume in hand and the person in compromising photos on Instagram. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with friends who won't post the wrong things online and might even talk you out of taking the picture to begin with. The real you will always be more important than the Instagram you. My friends, it is a tremendous honor to be able to share this special day with you and your family. I know you will go on to accomplish great things. You will build your lives and careers on solid foundations that enable you to make the right choices and give you the freedom and confidence to take those risks. You will allow others to get to know you, the real you, and develop authentic, long-lasting relationships that will keep you on track. And I know more than anything, you will represent this university quite well. And now, if you're just barely removing those earbuds I talked about earlier, I'd like to summarize my remarks by saying, believe in yourself, follow your dreams. This is not the end, it is the beginning. The future is in your hands. Now let's go out and make the world a better place. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Acosta. An outstanding job on your commencement address. Let's give her another round of applause. Today we have a special recognition and remembrance. This marks the 51 years since Miss Ophelia Powell Malone became the first African American to graduate from Texas Tech University. Mrs. Powell Malone earned a Bachelor of Science degree in home economics with a concentration in home nursing and health care. She went on to work in Cold Spring, Texas and Hobbs, New Mexico public schools, and then in nursing homes in Houston and Lubbock. Mrs. Powell Malone passed away September 2nd, 1979, yet her legacy continues through the Laura Cavazos and Ophelia Powell Malone Mentoring Program, also known popularly as Mentor Tech. Through exceptional faculty and staff mentoring, the program helps increase the retention and success of Texas Tech University students. The tradition of excellence exhibited by Ophelia Powell Malone continues to live on at Texas Tech University and the Mentor Tech program. Please join me in applause as we recognize this special occasion here at Texas Tech.
We will now proceed with the conferring of the degrees. You will note that we have a table located at the west side of the stage. A representative from the Alumni Association will be handing each graduate a commemorative lapel pin as a graduation gift. The Alumni Association extends congratulations to each of the May 2015 graduates. You are encouraged to maintain contact with Texas Tech University through your Alumni Association. All candidates, please rise. Degrees are awarded to those who have successfully completed all requirements established by the university and the faculty of their colleges and departments. President Nellis, the candidates are recommended to you for conferring of their respective degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Texas Tech University Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree for which the Provost has recommended you. Congratulations. And please be seated.
We will now proceed with the recognition of individual graduates. We ask that you please hold your applause until all graduates have been recognized.
We will begin by recognizing those graduates who will be receiving the highest degree that can be conferred by American University, the doctoral degree. These graduates have spent years studying, researching, and writing to get to this phase of their life, and in this time, they have formed very close relationships with their academic departments and with the faculty. By tradition, the recognition of our doctoral candidates will be made by the investiture of the doctoral hood, which will be presented by the student's major advisor. Following the recognition of our doctoral degree recipients, we will recognize those that will be receiving master's degrees.
The banner bearer for the graduate school, Matthew Daniel Sellers, is receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Animal Sciences. Dr. Sellers is hooded by Professor Sam Jackson. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Agricultural Communication and Education, Dr. Candace Caraway, hooded by Professor Jonathan Ulmer. Dr. Andrew Hart, hooded by Professor Rudy Ritz. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Plant and Soil Science, Dr. Braley Hinden, hooded by Professor Dick Ault. Dr. Jacob Price, hooded by Professor Jason Woodward. Dr. Dylan Wan, hooded by Professors Jane K. Deaver and Eric F. Peckett. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Wildlife, Aquatic, and Wildland Science and Management, Dr. Grant Sorensen, hooded by Professor Philip Gibson. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Biology, Dr. Nicholas Sanford, hooded by Professor Scott Holliday. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Chemistry, Dr. Wael El-Mazri, hooded by Professor Paul Perret. Dr. Lacey Singer, hooded by Professor Michael Findlater. Dr. Hemali Samawira, hooded by Professor Dimitri Pappas. Dr. Ewhang Song, hooded by Professor Hiheo Achref. Dr. Jing Shi, hooded by Professor William Hayes. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in History, Dr. Jaseda Ammons, hooded by Professor Randy McBee. Dr. Sun Huang Mei, hooded by Professor Randy McBee. Dr. Jennifer Paxton, hooded by Professor Gretchen Adams. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Mathematics, Dr. Jennifer Emerson, hooded by Professor Clyde Martin. Dr. Lo Li, hooded by Professor Hussein Mansouri. Dr. Aruna Ba, Biswas, hooded by Provost Lawrence Skuvenek. Dr. Danish Kanchana Vijakula Rantha, hooded by Professor Hussein Mansouri. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Technical Communication and Rhetoric, Dr. Kristen Marie Bivens, hooded by Professor Amy Korber. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Zoology, Dr. Amy Kaczynski, hooded by Professor Tiga Kingston. Dr. Juliana Sanawi, hooded by Professor Tiga Kingston. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Business Administration, Dr. Christina Bailey, hooded by Professor Denton Collins. Dr. William Humphrey, hooded by Professor Deborah A. Lavery. Dr. Thin Tran Wong, hooded by Dr. Maya Das. Dr. Kevin Kim, hooded by Professor Derek Oler. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Education with a major in Educational Leadership, Dr. Merle Brandon, hooded by Professor Joe Claudet. Dr. Stephen Lucas, hooded by Professor Fernando Valle. Dr. Andy Reddick, hooded by Professor Fernando Valle. Dr. Gilbert Trevino, hooded by Professor Fernando Valle. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Education with a major in Higher Education, Dr. Carla Boone, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Shannon Carroll, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Betsy Crane, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Helen Dvorak, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Hudson Hanks, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Abe Johnson, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Josh Stewart, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Matthew Goodman, hooded by Professor Dimitri Jackson Smith. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Education with a major in Instructional Technology, Dr. Krista Favla, hooded by Professor Jean-Pierre Chion. Dr. Krista Scott, hooded by Professor Jean-Pierre Chion. Dr. Sonia Ford, hooded by Dr. Fethi Inan. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Counselor Education, Dr. Sarah Jennings, hooded by Professor Janet Rochley Hicks. Dr. Stephen Jennings, hooded by Professor Loretta Bradley. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Bonnie Bowman, hooded by Professor Shirley Metzen. Dr. Evelyn Gordon, hooded by Professor Melanie Hart. Dr. Anita Nigam, hooded by Professor Carol Janish. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Educational Psychology, Dr. Kona Abene, hooded by Professor Kamau Sawat. Dr. Laura Melton Grubb, hooded by Professor David M. Richmond. Dr. Chad Smith, hooded by Professor Melanie Hart. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Higher Education, Dr. David A. Bursey, hooded by Professor Colette Taylor. Dr. Adrian Bennings, hooded by Professor Colette Taylor. Dr. Christina Cox-Leisinger, hooded by Professor Colette Taylor. Dr. Irene Ariano, hooded by Professor Stephanie Jones. Dr. Shannon Sampson, hooded by Professor Valerie Payton. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Special Education, Dr. Crystal Chance Rieken, hooded by Professor Wesley Dotson. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Chemical Engineering, Dr. Si Yong Gao, hooded by Professor Ronald Hedden. Dr. Shigong Lee, hooded by Professor Ronald Hedden. Dr. Ran Tao, hooded by Professor Ronald Hedden. Dr. Mayu Chai, hooded by Professor Ronald Hedden. Dr. Zhenyu Li, hooded by Professor Ronald Hedden. Dr. Yuhi Su, hooded by Professor Micah Green. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Civil Engineering, Dr. Wesley Kumfer, hooded by Professor Sanjaya Sanadhira. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Computer Science, Dr. Jailin Yu, hooded by Professor Yong Chen. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Electrical Engineering, Dr. Sterling Beeson, hooded by Professor Andreas Neuber. Dr. Andrew Fierro, hooded by Professor Andreas Neuber. Dr. Jacob Stevens, hooded by Professor Andreas Neuber. Dr. Atikul Islam, hooded by Professor Stephen Bain. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Industrial Engineering, Dr. Ferry Afranaldi, hooded by Professor Hung Jiao Chang. Dr. Sara Asil, hooded by Professors Jennifer Cross and Stephen Aguaro Asiri. Dr. Zi Lu, hooded by Professor Sharon Wang. Dr. Manuel Mesa, hooded by Professor Patrick Patterson. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Archis Morate, hooded by Professor Jarna Kudhuri. Dr. Michael Smith, hooded by Professors Attila Ertas and William D. Lawson. Okay. Dr. Lindsay Williams, hooded by Dr. William D. Larson. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Tao Wan, hooded by Professor James Shang. He's got it. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Environmental Toxicology, Dr. Jessica Oates, hooded by Professor Jonathan Mall. Dr. Caitlin Ryan, hooded by Professor Greg Mayer. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Family and Consumer Science Education, Dr. Liz Broadstreet, hooded by Professor Barbara Allison. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Hospitality Administration, Dr. Faranak Mamarzeda, hooded by Professor Shane Blum. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Interior Environmental Design, Dr. Adda Modoli, hooded by Professor Dabioti Pati. Dr. Saif Abahedot from Jordan, hooded by Professor Magades Darwish. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Marriage and Family Therapy, Dr. Jacqueline Bacha Bentley, hooded by Professor David Ivey. Dr. Kruti Anil Bhatia, hooded by Professor David Ivey. Dr. Ashley Brooke Hill Allen, hooded by Professor Ann Prouty. Dr. Violetta Cadiava, headed by Professor Ann Prouty. Dr. Lisa Merchant, hooded by Professor Jason Whiting. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, a major in Personal Finance Planning, Dr. Patrick Payne, hooded by Professor Barry Mulholland. Receiving a degree in Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Nutritional Sciences, Dr. Tiffany McAllister, hooded by Professor Mary Marimi. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Musical Arts with a major in Music, Dr. Stephanie Council, hooded by Professor John Hollins. Dr. James Wesley Na, hooded by Dr. Carla Cash. Dr. Felicia Rojas, hooded by Professor John Gilbert. Receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Fine Arts is Dr. Kyle Conway, hooded by Dr. Bill Gilbert. Dr. Juan Ta Su, hooded by Professor Constance Cortez. Dr. Lena Katan, hooded by Professor Brian Steele. Receiving a Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Joanna Marie Gatlin. Pallavi Utumakala. Akil Govindapa. Benjamin Hall. Bo Hu. Rohit Kota. Bertrand Q. Sambhavi Kunaparedi. Marius Luque. Saranya Madabushi. Omasula Mena Ojege. Timothy Monday. Manjunath Nadure. Dedipa Padapanke. Sudeep Raju Piachala. Nikhil Kumar. Dipashwi Putlure. Shayat Ramareddy. James Schrock. Kevin Stewart. Mikhail Strutz. Mandar Teti. Vimuri. Michael Blaine Walls. Glenn Elliott Yeager III. Zandeep Yelaswarapu. Florian Zidar. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Stefan Allers. Ravi Teja Gatapati. Mahir Gadula. Christian Mayer. Ratna Venkata Sravanuli. Sandra Nuxel. Jan Rudebush. Deepak Tadaturi. Gaurav Tripathi. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Uchayana Arwarayaka. Ejongkai Travis Geiger. Dylan Hargrove. Tanmay Kanungo. Daniela Krefter. Kevin Kuch. Pawan Maharjan. Nakama. Rika Pade. Ola Dele, Popola Ola. Amelia Taylor. George Anthony Olmo. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Petroleum Engineering, Ali Alali. Muhammad Al Jubran. Aman Aurora. Yahweh Cheng. Dian Fan. Marvelis Velasquez. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Software Engineering, Alexander Gohagan. Kush Patel. Nicholas Rodriguez. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Systems and Engineering Management, Peter Hall. Jenna Johnson. Travis Daly Fuller. Isaac Alario Gante. Fuang Le. Nicholas Marquez. Gary Win-Win. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Museum Science, Megan Elizabeth Reel. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Biotechnology, Sandiye Arun. William Grau. Clinton Harmon. Nan Fan. Torete Vijay. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Environmental Technology, Jarrett Lauder. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Forensic Science, Aaron Lark Smith. April Williams. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Interdisciplinary Studies, Florencio Aranda III. Brittany Johnson. Christopher Phelan. Arshita Yaramareddy. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Environmental Design, Michelle Cowarts. Lauren Johnson. Gada Najjar. Guadalupe Navarez Someno. Nala Youssef. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Hospitality and Retail Management, Todd Franks. Laura Harrington. Brooke Post. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Marriage and Family Therapy, Ayabami Akindumila. Jocelyn Armstrong. Ellen Durant. Caitlin Felderhoff. Sarah Mazon. Miranda Medley. Vaughn Paul. Annie Stapp Smith. Brant Taylor. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Nutritional Sciences, Katie Marie Dodd. Stephanie Pia Garcia. Kelly Kaufman. Tamily Kerr. Alicia Kluzek. Celine Meazano. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Personal Financial Planning, Mashail Ahomede. Seitarwood Shavijit Malagun. Daquan Daniels. Tabanzu Das. Heather Ford. Hermel Johnson. Senura Lu. Gloria Park. Preston Weaver. Shigang Zhong. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Communication Studies, Sarah Darvishon. Hillary Howard. Christine Latch. Megan Mendiola. Arti Nadkarni. Arturo Ortiz, Jr. Cameron Jarrell Peoples. Alyssa Sambor. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Mass Communications, Riley Davis, IV. Benjamin Jarvis. Stephanie Kwiatkowski. Caitlin Osborne. Ty Parker. Megan Prestamon. Preston Redden. Jordan Brayon Scruggs. Katie Shanklin. Cameron Scotchless. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Art History, Jacqueline Deline. Francesca Vega. Receiving the degree of Master of Fine Arts with a major in Art, Jillian Cooper. Christy Kristanek. Jessica Elizabeth Moore. Receiving the degree of Master of Fine Arts with a major in Theater Arts, Leanne Crandall. Evangeline Jimenez. Philip Randall Rapstein. Receiving the degree of Master of Music, Key Joy Beasley. Kevin Biebelhausen. Holly Brewer. Brian Fleming. Justine Holomachek. Mathilde Legrand. Charles Lovell. Elizabeth Purvis. Pablo Siguel Ponce. Benjamin Still. David Wingerson. Receiving the degree of Master of Music Education, Amanda Pitts. Kelly Rose Todd. Receiving the degree of Master of Agribusiness, Baron Claesel. Dylan Parrish. Receiving the degree of Master of Landscape Architecture, Sardar Kaleli. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Agricultural and Applied Economics, Lainey Bateman. Christy Carlisle Froman. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Agricultural Communications, Ashley Daggs. Jacqueline Roberts. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Agricultural Education, Cassie Cochran. Soraya Morales. Amber Norris. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Animal Sciences, Cody Black. Cody Sultanfuss. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Food Science, Marla Huesopanse. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Plant and Soil Science, Lauren Casey Davis. Summer Lana Reagan. Tanya Jackson. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Wildlife, Aquatic, and Wildland Science and Management, Kyle Brunson. Nathan Duncan. Colleen Martin. Receiving the degree of Master of Architecture, Jose Alberto Alvarez. Matthew Blake. John Charbonneau. Chase Crystal. Clayton Chandler Cook. Eddie Garcia. Dane Grenier. Rachel Gruber. Matthew Kendall. Austin Moore. Nathan Pope. Ibrahim Ramirez. Bradley Rich. Reese Scarborough. Matthew Toma. Andrew Toney. Scott Russell Wooton II. Receiving the degrees of Master of Architecture and Master of Business Administration with a major in General Business, Simon Fernando Alvarez. Joseph Del Principe. Vanya Franco. Daniel Garcia. David J. Essern. Tyler Knaus. Richard Louis Lucio. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Architectural Post-Professional, Eric Busby. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Applied Linguistics, Hashim Asiri. Isaac Bialobos. Chen Yu Law. Koyuki Mitani. Jared Travis. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Classics, Brandon Baker. Edgar Garcia. Caitlin Monroe Mongrain. Ronald Orr. Dayan Wood. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in English, Ty Behringer. Blaine Grimes. Brittany Hagun. Caleb Humphreys. Luke Morgan. Mackenzie Regier. Crystal Smallsreed. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in History, William Allen. Carrie Babitsky. Amanda Lancaster. Dolores Luna. Noelle Murphy. Julia Ann Stevens. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Languages and Cultures, Sarah Alshobeki. Allison Burrell. Rachel Doran. Xian Gong. David Villarreal. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Mathematics, Crystalyn Peterson. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Philosophy, William Mason Arline. Andrew Paul Chrisman. Sahar Haydari Fard. Austin Laneri. Chad O'Neill. Joshua Tignor. Douglas Westfall. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Political Science, Chase Jones. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Romance Languages, Rachel Hicks. Gregory Charles Muth. Edlene Laura Romero. Yalila Tafara. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Sociology, Kimbra Gerner. Bianca Cesar. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Technical Communication, Jack T. Lambriola. Chenwi Obi. Susan Wilcox. Matthew Wright. Receiving the degree of Master of Public Administration, Jared Noah Campbell. Holly Bozak. Naomi Chavez. Courtney Homer. Richard Keaton. Andrew Larkin. Ana Rose Lavis. Michelle Lunsford. Jana K. Melvin. Todd Mistro. Mervat Musa. Michael Urias. Lisa Wyatt. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Applied Physics, Keller Andrews. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Atmospheric Science, Daniel Visalio. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Chemistry, Zhangjuan Liu. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Exercise and Sports Sciences, Jennifer Diane Ahrens, Joshua Barfield, Sean Bingham, Michael Jared Boyd, Brandy K. Cheshire, Tiffany Shea Crossland, Courtney Davis, Amy Fish, Brandon Harthan, Kyler Matlock, William Rex McKay IV, Travis Mester, Kendra Allinghouse, Bailey Robertson, Tracer Skelton, Tanner Twining, Katie Wellborn, John Paul Williams II, receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Geosciences, Holly Baird, Katie Gates, receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Mathematics, Nathan Conroy, Jahid Polat, Hangwei Wang, receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Physics, Majid Olatabe, receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Statistics, Jonathan Adams, Priya Champanari, Purna Gamage, Elton C., receiving the degree of Master of Business Administration with a major in General Business, Clarissa Acosta, Michael Buckberry, Jessica Carrillo, Carlo Castilla, Kimberly Crowell, Leah David, Cassandra De Leon, Lauren Duran, Olatakambo Fagbohan, Kramer Fife, Mackenzie Gable, Jorge Luis Garcia, Eric Hansen, Michael Harmon, Kevin Hauser, Mingyan Huang, Ethan Hewlin, William Kelly, Jamila Fatima Kajan, Amy Cox, Jake Cromingay, Matthew Lessner, Tyler Marion, Patrick McGowan, Brittany Montague, Maria Navarrete, Te No, Scott Newless, Jared Price, David Mont, Christopher Reed, Tammy Taylor. Jonathan Taylor. Corey Tillery. Melissa Tran. Nina Vinkleverova. John O'Connor. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Business Administration, Summer Miller. Receiving the degrees of Master of Business Administration with a major in General Business and a Master of Science with a major in Business Administration, Joseph Cochran. Abigail Giles. Imran Sulauddin. Damilola Aipe. Miguel Angel Madrano Jr. Nikki Parikt. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Management Information Systems, Sarah Bordekar. Shashwat Chavan. Murgang Done. Kirtana Gajara Jakomar. Amma Gosave. Mohit Jaind. Sunil Jadav. Ashish S. Kanavar. Kote Sushant. Darshan Komarlu. Risha Sunthash. Jeffrey McNeil. Ebby Michael. Shashank Mishra. Patel Muhammad Rashid. Srinivas Reddy Padlola. Murali Krishnan Parirashwamy. Abhishek Sahu. Anuja Shetty. Vivek Shumbalal. Manish Shindage. Ankita Srivastanva. Priyanka Tulashuri. Varun Vijay Kumar. Rajshekar Yajula. Aniga Sadbuke. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Accounting, Ethan Derek Adams. Abby Anderley. Jonathan James Anders. Kelsey Onspa. Bailey Blankenship. Dylan Boyd. Lauren Briggs. Lauren Rachel Bryant. Lucas Casade. Chintao Chen. Amanda Kelsey Clark. Jonathan Corona. Tyler Krager. Chase Martin Darling. Chase Davis. Taylor Edwards. John Duncan Ellie. William Emery, Jeremy Finch, Connor Finley, Molly Elizabeth Fisher, Lauren Fitzpatrick, Eric Flemister, Kelly Fox, William Gallagher, Jessica Taylor Gardenhire, Hannah Geller, Rebecca Ham, Catherine Hampton, Logan Hernandez, Sarah Jimenez, Alexandria Juarez, Crystal Kearney, Paige Kemp, Janella Leo, Wesley Luckock, Mark McCullough, Mark McGrath, Muhammad Jawad Memon, Monique Medwire, Brett Mistro, Haley Mitchell, Jared Moylan, Rachel Ortega, Oluseyi Orshoson, Mackenzie Patterson, Cameron Perry, Sebastian Piazza, Rachel Reagan, Jamie Ricketts, Ralston Rollo, Gabriela Salas, Walter Schmidt, Martin Ryan Sweatman, Kelly Smith, Samuel Spradley, Amelia Swissler, Levi Weaver, Jessica Marie White, Austin Wiebel, Kylie Winter, David Yuri Jr., receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Bilingual Education, Miriam Cardenas. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Counselor Education, Bethany Bingham. Lindsay Craig. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Curriculum and Instruction, Whitney Hill. Jennifer Idama. Minju E. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Educational Leadership, Iracema Gonzalez. Travis Michael Hall. Timothy James Young. Stephanie Marie Savala. Paige Shaw. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Educational Psychology, Nancy Coffey. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Elementary Education, Amanda Devlin. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Higher Education, Marie Lentz. Brittany McLeod. Tawny Martinez. Skylar Miller. Alyssa Singleton. Christopher Michael Watts. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Instructional Technology, Raja Lira. Kimberly Elise Weeks. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Language Literacy Education, Kiva Carson. Krista McPhail. Receiving the degree of Master of Education with a major in Special Education, Sami Asulami. Livia Arispe. Sue Bounds. Receiving the degree of Master of Arts with a major in Interdisciplinary Studies, Sean Berry. Clarabelle Garza Gomez. Pamela Hinkel. Danielle Johnson. Sitare Moslemi. Francis Glisel Norat. Clarissa Ramos. Jennifer Shea Salazar. Elizabeth Carroll Trent. Latricia Walters. Receiving the degree of Master of Environmental Engineering with a major in Environmental Engineering, Daniel Baldwin. Christopher Dieter Callahan. Lydia Cepeda. Moale Chienge. Paul Gregorio. Alejandro Guerra. Tyler May. Kevin Wynn. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Bioengineering, Brandon Schulke. Robin T. Sunny. Receiving the degree of Master of Science with a major in Computer Science, Kartik Akula. Lakshmi Sunduri Juturu. Sohail Mazaheri. Neil Patel. Pawan Nadakarni. Pooja Sampeli. Sandeep Sakainala. Gataumi Taluri. Akila Tota. Kalaranjani Vijarakanu. Vinod Reddy Yanala. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Astrid Torres. Receiving the degree of Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Eric Alvarado. Douglas Ashworth. Swangong Gunarchi. Tanranga Dasanayaka. Mengdian Li. Puli Anvesh. Bhargavi Ramandala. Rebecca Stevens. receiving the degree of Master of Science in Electrical Engineering. Spadaya Vanita Bare. Daniel Chemness. Xin Chen. Hello Chukuma. And Shu Feng.
Okay, let's give our graduates another round of applause. You may have noticed some of our graduates and faculty wearing camouflage stoles. The individuals wearing these stoles have served in the active duty in our armed forces. With the graduates, faculty, as well as members of our audience who have served in the military, please rise so we may recognize your service to our country and show our gratitude for your service and sacrifice. Please be seated. We now have come to the concluding moments of this commencement ceremony, but please allow me a few more words before we end. Graduates, congratulations on a job well done. Attaining a master's or doctoral degree is a significant accomplishment. It speaks to your high level of personal motivation, natural curiosity, and love of intellectual pursuit. Let me assure you that the entire Texas Tech University community is proud of your achievements, as are your parents, family, loved ones, and friends who are sharing this day with you. As much as graduation is about you, the graduate, it's also about the people who helped you get to this moment. Your education has not been a solitary endeavor. This is not a journey you have taken alone. Your family and friends have been there beside you. And as our commencement speaker, Arcelia Costa, said, I'd like to have the graduates' family members rise, and let's give them a round of applause of appreciation. The family members, please rise. Thank you, and you may be seated. Hopefully your graduate studies have provided the opportunity to develop a special relationship with a mentor, to learn from other students, and to sample the ideas of the faculty as you acquired the prevailing wisdom of your field. During your time at Texas Tech, the faculty have done more than share their knowledge of the subject matter. They have provided skill and qualities you'll need for success in your future. Some have inspired you, and many have become your friends, and we all take much pride in your success. At this time, I'd like to ask all of our faculty, our outstanding faculty, to rise, and let's give them a round of applause. Our faculty. Thank you, and you may be seated. To Chancellor Duncan and each member of the Texas Tech Board of Regents, thank you for your vision and your guidance. Graduates, your departure from this arena today is another reminder that change is inevitable. But by virtue of your experience here at Texas Tech, you have established friendships that will last a lifetime. These relationships are a source of stability and fulfillment. Nurture those friendships and hold close to your connections to Texas Tech University. You and this university will be better for it. Texas Tech University will always be your home. Return to campus when you can. Speak well of your alma mater and tell the world with pride that you're a Red Raider. And always remember the words in the Matador song, strive for honor evermore. To the class of May 2015, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you, and best wishes, and guns up! And now, I'd like you to please join us in the singing of our alma mater. Please rise. The alma mater will be led by Miss Rayleigh Nicole Gold, who's receiving a Bachelor of Music degree this weekend. The words are located on the back cover of your program and the ribbon screen around the arena. Let's now sing the Matador song.
Fight, matadors, for Tech. Songs of love we'll sing to thee. Bear our banners far and wide, ever to be our pride. Fearless champions ever be, stand on heights of victory, strive for honor evermore. Long live the Matador!
Parents and other guests of the graduates, please be seated for the recessional. Graduates will meet in the Citibank room on the second floor of the arena. Thank you all for your attendance and participation in the May 2015 Texas Tech University Graduate School Commencement. And again, guns up!